everybody, welcome back. Got another fun one here for you today. A friend of the channel donated this watch to me to review it. This is a Phoibos. I've never owned one of these. I've never looked at one, never even worn one, so I'm definitely excited to jump into it and see what they're all about. First impression, the box is really nice. Right off the bat, I know this is kind of in that $250 to $300 price point. Funnily enough, it is on sale on Long Island Watches on their website. I saw it when looking it up. So you can get one, I think. Let me just check. Right now, I think they're around $248, marked down from around $310. So that's a pretty great deal. But so jumping into it, nice little button clasp here holding down the watch box. Get all your little goodies in there, your warranty and whatnot. And there you go. Very nice little Phoibos branded box. Nice little pillow. Extra links that my friend took off. So this watch is probably also not going to fit my wrist, but we'll do our best. And first impressions of checking it out. Really cool looking watch overall. It's that nice like canary yellow, school bus yellow face. We'll take a closer look at that. But yeah, first impressions, pretty good looking quality for a watch in the, sub $500 price point. But let's take a closer look and see more about this watch. All right, so here we are looking at the face a little more. So first off, this, as you can see, is just a standard dive watch. Phoibos does make a GMT version from what I can tell, and they also make one with a more oyster-style bracelet, but this is just the kind of standard diver, it looks like. It looks like this is the newer version of it. They have had multiple releases, but this looks like the third version of this watch, which puts it in a slightly smaller case size and a slightly I think thinner case. This is the model number PY035F. So let's just dive into that before we go too much further. But this is using a Seiko NH35 movement. It is self-winding. The case thickness is 13.5 millimeters. It is 45 millimeters lug to lug, and it is a 39 millimeter case diameter. Is both brushed and polished, which is real nice. It is a slightly domed crystal, as you can see there, anti-reflective, which is compared to some of the other watches. This watch is fairly easy to film. It's not really glaring a ton on me here. It is water resistant to 200 meters, and it is a 20 millimeter watch band. It also looks like they are solid end links, which is really nice at this price point. That's really cool. Taking a look at that bracelet, I'm not crazy about this kind of link style bracelet. I would much rather the oyster version. But I do love this clasp. This clasp is very San Martin-y. It's not like the typical clasps you get with like a Seiko or something like that. This is a much more solid clasp, and it, for what you're paying for this watch, is very well deserved. It's got that cool little octopus logo, as you see on the face too. But the bracelet does feel solid. I don't love the design of it, but it does feel like a great bracelet. You can see that brushed versus polished real well there. And yeah, overall, that sizing I think is great. 39 millimeters is a really nice classical size for a watch like this. But let's jump in there and take a closer look at the face of this. Here we are, just looking at this thing a little closer. You can see that yellow pop really well. You got the date down there at 6 o'clock, which is nice. I'm not really sure what you would call the hour markers. They're kind of, like odd shapes, diamondy, kind of the 12 o'clock looks like a coffin, a little bit like a Dracula. It is a really cool looking watch face. I don't know if yellow is something I could wear every single day, but if you look to pair it with something and you want to pop, it's cool. I love the, around the outside of the watch face, the 5, 10, 15, the minute sectors with each hour marker. I think that's really cool. Some of you obviously struggle to tell time in this world. So having it written out like that is probably very helpful for you. I like the red little triangle up there with the lume pip. We'll jump into the lume in a little bit. But face-wise, it's a really cool looking watch face. Take a closer look at that bracelet here. And then you got the back, which is also that logo, sapphire crystal, Phoibos automatic watch, 200 meters. That's also, 200 meters is insane, man. You could do whatever you want with this watch. It looks like it's really going to take a beating. And I think that's awesome. To get this for $250 right now, you're basically competing with like a San Martin or something like that. And this, in my opinion, I'll maybe do another video comparing it, but I think this is a little better made than some of the San Martins. Quality-wise and finish-wise, from what I can tell, you know, it's definitely way up there. I think it's a lot nicer than some of the other watches in this price point that I've reviewed. But it's a really cool piece for that $250 right now if you grab it during that sale. This is totally not sponsored. I don't make any money off saying that. Just happened to see it at this time. But let's jump into some lume and some wristwatch shots. Here is the lume on the Phoibos Voyager. You got the entire bezel, which is awesome. You have the hour, minute, second hand, and the hour markers. It's a little less green than a lot of watches I review have. It's more of kind of like this turquoisey blue, aqua blue color in my eye. Let me see what it looks like, not through the camera lens. Not through the camera lens, it does definitely look a little more green, so it's definitely playing kind of tricks through the camera, but it's a really nice looking lume, and it does seem to charge well and hold the lume very well. So the fact that you get, you know, all of this watch face basically lit up, except for, you know, the date. Every other little piece of information that you would need is there. Huge plus to that, and this great lume overall. Here we are on the wrist. Unfortunately, I can't clasp it, so I can't really give you the full look. But looking down at it, I think the 39mm size is actually pretty awesome. That 1mm, I don't know if I would really notice it. I do think the case thickness is... It's a little big, so if the previous versions were bigger, you know, that's a little shocking. It does stand a little proud. Yeah, but I just don't love the bracelet. I would definitely want Oyster. If this came, which it does, if I had the Oyster bracelet version, I think that would be awesome. But this is a really, really good looking watch, guys. That yellow definitely pops. I think it looks really good on the wrist. Don't know what else to say. I'm kind of shocked. I've really never thought about this brand, but it's a cool looking watch. Definitely check it out. So final thoughts, you know, pleasantly surprised. I had really not given Phoibos much thought, but this Voyager is a really cool piece. I think you guys should grab one if you can. If you have access to go check one out, definitely go check one out and see one in person. I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised. Look forward to kind of comparing it to some other watches and seeing how it pairs up. But I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised, and I think for $240 something, even full price, even the $300, I think it's a great watch, and you'll be really happy with it, guys. So go out and grab one on my recommendation, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.